Hello world, Shelly here, and I am very excited to bring you this video today. Okay, I'm barefaced. We're going to talk about Curology. You guys know, forever, I've been doing skincare with myself, working on my sunspots, don't like my pores, working on the wrinkles, you know. And, for years now, you guys have been recommending that I try Curology. And for years now, I've had to say they don't accept new patients in Virginia. And I thought that was because so I had gone to my doctor, seen my dermatologist, and asked for Retin-A or prescription Tretinoin for wrinkles. And they had told me that in Virginia, you can only prescribe that for acne. And when I say, well, sometimes I get zits, they basically laughed at me because any acne I get on my face is usually a reaction to an ingredient and not actually acne, really. So I couldn't get it from my dermatologist. And the one time that I attempted to order it, over the black market or whatever you want to call it, on the internet, without a prescription, ended in a very fun bout of credit card theft, the false used whatever. So I'm not comfortable doing that either. So I was pretty much just in a boat where I could not get prescription Tretinoin any which way. And about a month ago, Curology. So you guys have been saying try Curology. If you don't know what Curology is, it's a system where you get assigned to a skincare provider, a licensed skincare provider that will customize a skincare routine for you, and then you subscribe to purchasing those products, and they're delivered to you, and you use them, and yay, everything's good. And they only accept new patients in certain states in the U.S. I'm not sure about international, but so that's what they are. And about a month ago, I got an email from someone at Curology asking if I would like to try their product. And I was halfway through typing, I'm sorry, I would love to try your products, but you're not available in my state. And I stopped and I said, let me go check, because it's been a few months since the last time I checked. Because every time one of you mentions it in the comments, I do go to their website and see if Virginia has moved on to the list of accepting new patients. And every time it has not. But this time, it was. And I thought, oh my goodness gracious, can I finally get Curology? I was very excited. Actually, I squealed out loud. It would have been embarrassing if you heard my reaction. So then I replied, delete, change my answer. Yes. And I explained how it hadn't been available in Virginia. Otherwise, I would have already just tried it on my own. And now, anybody can get a free trial of the super bottle of Curology that has been customized for you. This is my super bottle. You just pay $4.95 for shipping and handling. I did get a deal where they're allowing me to try a month worth of their cleanser, moisturizer, and the super bottle for no charge. And so thank you very much, Curology, for sending me these. I would have paid this out of my pocket in a heartbeat because I've wanted to try you forever. So this video is my first impressions. I've just started using it. I wanted to get on camera what my face looks like before we've started. I took high-res photos of my bare face so that I have them to compare as we go on. And I just want to give you guys my first impressions and what I think of it right now. Then give it a month, maybe 6 weeks, and we'll see if there's any noticeable improvement. I want to talk you guys through how I'm changing my routine to accommodate the Curology products, tell you what they prescribed for me and what ingredients, etc. So this whole process starts out with the Curology app or the website, and you fill out a pretty detailed description of what your concerns are, what your history is dermatologically, what your concerns are. For example, my concerns were primarily dark spots, skin texture, and wrinkles. And I had very explicitly explained my progress through uses of various retinols, what I was currently doing, how my skin was responding to that. That's Merlin. So you fill out this pretty lengthy survey. I had discussed my retinol usage, where I was at, what I'm currently using, which right now I was in, my most recent one was the Protini. I explained that I just felt like I was at the point where I had exhausted most of the results that I could get from the over-the-counter products, and sometimes they were a little bit too harsh on my skin, even though I feel like I have a really good moisturizing routine. So I explained everything and explained what I had used, in the past working on my dark spots. And I have done a pretty good job, I think, of getting rid of a lot of my dark spots. But new ones keep popping up because it's just, as my skin exfoliates, it's all the damage that's deep inside there from many, many years ago. So you explain everything in that survey, and then you send 3 selfies to your provider. So side, and a straight on. Once you send your selfies, within a day or two, you will get a response that you've been assigned a provider. They will work up a formula for you to address the concerns that you've got, and then ship you your products. So, like I said, I was talking about dark spots, texture, and wrinkles. This is the textured side of my face. I have a lot more sun damage and texture from photo aging on this side of my face because I didn't start wearing sunscreen every day until my late 30s. So, 8-ish years ago, 6 to 8 years ago. Before that, I had an hour commute each way to work, and the driving side of my face just has a lot more texture and a lot more sunspots. This side, not so much. So, and I avoided the sun pretty much otherwise. So, wear your sunscreen every single day, people, unless you want to be like me and be fighting these. So, the formula that I was prescribed, I'm excited because A, it has tretinoin in it. Yay, I finally have tretinoin, and it's totally legit. B, it's got an ingredient that I'm familiar with, so I feel like I was on the right track there. And C, it's got an ingredient that I was not familiar with that in these strengths are only available by prescription anyway. And we'll talk about it comparatively. I was on the right track with what my choices over the counter. And now I've got prescription versions. So here's what's in my version of my super bottle. The tretinoin is the lowest possible strength. So I have 0.01% tretinoin in here. And you always have the option to have a consultation with your provider. So, if I find that I'm ready to move up to the next step, I will certainly tell them. So the tretinoin, it's been proven for so many things. Wrinkles, collagen production, it's one of the most studied skincare ingredients, and it's probably the one holy grail if you must only pick one. The next thing that is in my super bottle is niacinamide. Reduces wrinkles, good for dark spots, skin elasticity. It's also good for shrinking your pores. I primarily use it for my pores, but I really hadn't thought much about how it combines with other things. I really like the Good Molecules Niacinamide Toner, which I've been using recently. So that is in here. I've got a 4% concentration of niacinamide. And azelaic acid is the third component of my super bottle in a 2% formulation. And it is one of those ingredients I was not super familiar with. Let me find my notes here. So azelaic acid is an ingredient that is very well known for fighting acne, and that's generally not something I have concerns about, but when I looked deeper into it, it is also really good for fighting dark spots. So it slows the production of melatonin, which is the dark pigment maker in your skin, and it blocks abnormal melanocytes. So if you have any pigment producing cells going nuts and producing more pigment than they should, or overproducing, it helps eliminate them and block them so they're not making all that extra pigment. It's also good as an anti-inflammatory, so if you get bumps or redness or any kind of things like rosacea, that kind of stuff. I don't usually have rosacea, but I do get bumps and I do get redness occasionally. It's really good as sort of an anti-inflammatory. Reduces swelling, reduces redness, and it's non-toxic, generally very few side effects. So that's my plan. I've got niacinamide, tretinoin, and azelaic acid in my super bottle. And the texture of this is, I have foundation on this hand, so I'm going to put it on this hand. Let me just show you what a little pump is. It's a leave-on cream, and it is a very smooths out, blends out very easily, sinks into the skin quickly and nicely. Now my hand will have fewer wrinkles. And you get a month supply in your super bottle. Now the other two things I had the option to try out, and I decided to try them. First off is the Curology cleanser, and they describe this as, "We believe in simple, just cleans without clogging." And when I went through the ingredient list on the cleanser here, it seems to be a very nicely hydrating set of ingredients. So if you are a fan of like the CeraVe hydrating cleanser, it reminds me a lot of that. And it also works really well with my Clarisonic cleansing brush, my Sonic brush. So I am enjoying the cleanser. We'll see. I'm going to use the whole bottle before I fully form my opinion, because you know how I am with cleansers. I kind of think they're all the same. If they're hydrating, that's really all I need. I need a hydrating cleanser. If it dries my skin out, it's a no-go, but you know, and I've tried expensive ones, I've tried inexpensive ones, you know, at the end of the day, I'm one of those that's not completely sold that you need to spend a ton of money on cleanser. We will see what I end up thinking of this one. So far, I like it. The moisturizer, I'm very much enjoying. So on the packaging, we believe in simple, just hydrates without clogging. And they recommend using this morning and night after your cleansing or after your super bottle if it's in the evening. And this is pretty much your straight up moisturizer. So you've got glycerin really high up in the ingredients, which is a nice moisturizing ingredient, and it doesn't have really skincare in here. It's really just a moisturizer. I'm trying it out. I really enjoy the texture. I will say that. What I like is that it's got some thickness to it, and when you spread it out, it doesn't sink directly into the skin. It almost feels like part of it is sinking in and soothing, and part of it is creating like a protective barrier. Now, I have not tried this in the morning yet. You know that I love my Belief True Cream Moisture Balm. That is my holy grail of moisturizers. I like this one at night because of that sort of, it's not greasy, it's not tacky, it's not sticky, but I feel like I've got a protective barrier, if that makes any sense at all. And I like that at night. That makes me feel like it's going to hang in there and, you know, give me some good moisture overnight. I have not tried it under makeup yet. That'll be something I will update you guys if I do try it in the morning time. I do like that there are some additional ingredients in the Belief True Cream Moisturizing Balm, because those ingredients seem to work really, really well for my skin, even when it's at its driest. But at a first impression, I am enjoying this. Now, whenever you start a new skincare routine, especially if you've got tretinoin in there, they generally recommend that you start slowly. So this set of products is intended to be used in the evening, particularly the super bottle, and they recommend that you start with Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days a week for the first 1 to 2 weeks, and see how your skin tolerates it. So I've done Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I've done 3 times now, and I'm not seeing any peeling or any irritation from switching over to this. So they say the next step, try it every other night. So that would end up being like 4 nights a week. And so next week, that is what I'm going to do. I will reevaluate at that point. If I'm still okay and I'm not peeling, then I'll try every night, and we'll see how I am at that point. And if I can go a while, that's kind of where you judge. If you start to have dryness, then back up a little bit, and once your skin builds up the tolerance, then you keep on going with more frequency. Once you're at every night, then you might be ready to step up to the next level. So that is the routine. That is what I am starting out with. Now, my morning skincare, I'm going to keep it fairly the same, but Curology does recommend that you back off of some of the potentially more irritating ingredients in the rest of your skincare routine just to see how your skin reacts to this, to avoid irritation. So, for example, they say stop the retinol because you've got everything you need. Tretinoin, your body does not have to convert it. The difference between your retinols that you get over the counter and your prescription Retin-A or Tretinoin is that the ones you get over the counter, your body has to convert into a usable form before it's, beneficial. This, your body does not have to convert. So stop using the retinols. So I'm just going to switch to doing the retinols on my neck and on my hands and my arms and use them up that way. They also recommend stopping topical vitamin C. So I will remove that from my morning skincare routine for a little bit. We will see how that goes. They recommend stopping with the acids, your salicylic acid, the glycolic acids, the acid toners. It is going to be hard for me to not use my acid toners because I'm kind of obsessed with them. But at least for this first few weeks, I am going to lay off the acid toners and we will just let my skin adjust to the Curology. Now, products like, for example, my number 7 line booster, what the heck is the name of that? The one that looks like a syringe, and I don't like the packaging because it looks like needles. But the one I use for my smile lines, there are no competing ingredients that are irritating in that. So I'm going to keep that in my morning skincare routine. I will keep my moisturizer I'm going to use my Belief moisturizer in the mornings. I will try this one with makeup at some point, but in the meantime, I'll stick with my Belief. For toners, I'm only going to use moisturizing toners. I'm going to stay away from my acid toners. So, and the other thing, I need to go through the ingredients on my Lancome Youth Activating Serum. I don't want to use anything that's going to compete with the ingredients in this, but in the morning, I may use it as a serum. I have not decided on that one yet. So that's kind of how I'm going to adjust things. So I'm basically going to eliminate some stuff, and once I give you guys a follow-up in a month or so, we'll talk about whether or not I ended up adding anything back into my routine or if my skin is happy with the more minimalist approach. So that is where we're at. I am super stoked that I can finally get Curology. I am definitely looking forward to trying this stuff out. If I had to predict what my future thoughts are going to be, I will probably stick with this. I have no idea if I'm going to stick with the cleanser or the moisturizer. We will see. They will be a much harder sell on me, but the fact that I can get Tretinoin, finally, yes. So, hang in there. I'll be back with an update in a month or 6 weeks or so, and we'll compare my pictures from this week to what happens in a month. Let's see if we can get rid of some of these sunspots here. What do you think? Alrighty, let me know. Do you guys use Curology? Can you get it in your state? What are your results? I really heard and read nothing but good. Everyone I know that has tried it loves it, and I hope to be one of those people as well. Let me know in the comments if you have tried it, what your experience has been. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over skincare with me. Come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for new videos. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.